Who Child's on the beat, best producer in Louisiana. If you don't believe me, go to his YouTube page and check him out. My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with a dollar dream. And the message for tonight is, how many years do you have left? How many years do you have left? There's so many people that die way too early. There are people that thought they'd make it to see 80, thought they'd see it to make 90, 70, and they die years before that. And some people, they live a very fulfilled life, where they go after their goals and dreams, they accomplish them, they live a fulfilled life, they live a happy life. And there are other people that live a life of being scared. They're scared to take any chances. They're scared to take any risks. And these are the type of people that they have a mindset when they're saying, I'm gonna do it one day. I'm going to do it one day. The problem with that is, what if that one day never happens because you kept saying one day you're going to do it? See, let me explain something to you for a second. Not trying is way riskier than trying. And there's a lot of people that won't understand what I just said. This is my point. You can find an older woman or man, and he might be 30, be in his 30s, 40s, maybe even 50s. And he say, man, I want to go back to school to get a degree in whatever area that he want to get in, he or she. And that person says, man, I'm too old to go back to school to get my degree. They don't really think they're too old. They're scared. And most people, they're scared of failing. But see, me, I'm more scared of not trying than I am of failing. I remember when I very first started cutting hair. And I had to pass out business cards. And I've gotten way better now. But back then, I wasn't the type of person that was able to just walk up to people and start talking to strangers. And the first week I went to cut hair, I passed out one business card. And I understood then, I said, this is not going to work because no one is going to know that I cut hair. So I looked in the mirror and I told myself, I said, one or two things going to happen. Rather, you're going to get over this fear, or you're not going to get any clients in your chair. And when I started thinking, I started weighing, I said, which one is more riskier? Being scared to talk to these people and scared to get some rejection? Or, at the end of the day, not getting any clients? Am I going to worry about rejection, or am I going to worry about clients? And when I put that in my head, I told myself, you know what? Forget that fear of talking to people, because I'm more scared of not having any clients in my chair. And you have to do that with your life. If you're a person that want to go back to school, I don't care what age you are, you have to ask yourself, if you don't go back to school, you're going to live a mediocre life. What's more scarier? To keep working at that minimum wage job? Or for you to sit there and tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to take this chance and go back to school. What about that person that wants to start that business? You've been wanting to start that business for years, but you're scared to put any amount of money up because you're so worried about losing it. I'm going to be honest with you. If you're worried about losing the money, you'll never make no money. Anybody that know business know that for sure. If you're so worried about losing money, you're never going to make any money. Because that's a part of life. See, we make ourselves believe that taking chances, that's a huge risk. And we get to a point where we start telling ourselves like, man, at the end of the day, man, I'd rather just not even try. At least no one can talk about me. And it's like, ask yourself that question, okay? You're worried about somebody talking about you for failing, but what if you win? What if it works? What if it works? Think about this for a second, right? At the end of the day, I've said on several different occasions, I'm going to become a millionaire. I'm going to become a millionaire, okay? I get out here, that's a risk. That's a huge risk. Huge risk. Let's say I try. Let's say I don't become a millionaire, but I'm worth $500,000. Did I really lose? Did I really lose? No. Because even me trying and failing, I'm in a better position if I never would have tried. And that's the mindset you have to have with your life. Trying and failing, at least you're going to learn. You're going to learn from that mistake. But if you get to a point where you're never going to try, how do you learn? You won't learn anything. You won't learn one thing. That's the biggest problem with people. They're so worried about a risk, taking a chance. There's a lot of women and men that'll never get married because they're so worried about a divorce. But what if it work out? What if the woman is not as terrible as you think she is? What if the man is not as terrible as you think he is? What if it's not as terrible as you think? What if at the end of the day, you have someone that can help you? When you're sick, they can comfort you. When you broke, they can give you a couple dollars. But you're so worried about divorce that you don't even try. You got people at the end of the day that should have been bought a home. They should have been bought their own home. They make very good money, but they so scared to take the chance to just go out there, get their credit check, to go to the bank and ask the bank, what do you need from me? So scared. So they'll never ever get their home. Because let's just say let's say they went to the bank and tried to get the home and the bank turned them down. You know what would happen? The bank would tell them, we're turning you down because your credit score is not high enough. You need to get a little bit higher. At the end of the day, you need to come up with this much money down for the home. Or you need to be on your job another year or two. See, when you fail, you can learn from the failure. But what do? We're so scared of failing that we don't even try. We're so scared of failing that we don't even try. And then what we do, we put it off. You're 30. You have the opportunity to do anything. You say, I'll do it later. You're 40. You got the opportunity to do anything. You say, I'll do it later. You're 50. You say, you got the opportunity to do anything. You say, I'll do it later. And before you know it, you die prematurely. And guess what happened? You didn't even know how many years you had left, but you kept pushing it back. You kept pushing it back. You kept pushing it back. That's the reason why you gotta take your life serious. Because you don't know what tomorrow gonna bring. That's something that I really had to learn the older I got. Because I was a person that was very cautious. I was very safe. I didn't want to take any chances. I remember telling myself I was going to just work at a job until retirement age and just retire. And you know what happened? I started thinking and I asked myself, if I work at a job 35 years, right, and never ever try to have my own business, never ever try to do what I want to do, what I want to accomplish, that's way more of a risk. Because working my job for 35 years, let's say they have budget cuts and they lay me off. What do I do then? See, playing it safe is scary. That's like you got a lot of people that say, hey man, I'm gonna live off the government. The government gonna give me a check. Forget going to a job to make the same amount of money. But what happened when the government sit there and say, hey man, we ran out of money? Or we gonna cut back the food stamps. We gonna cut back the Social Security checks. What happened then? That's way riskier. Go after your goals. Go after your dreams. Not now, right now. Go after your goals right now, because you don't know what tomorrow bring. You don't know what next year bring. You don't know. There's so many people that die prematurely. So many people. Being scared, not going to get a degree, not trying to start a business, that keep you at a minimum wage job. Tell me that ain't risky. Especially during this pandemic. Especially while you have inflation extremely high. Everything costs a lot of money. You work a minimum wage job, you in trouble in America. That's risky. That's extremely risky. And then let's just say you go after your goals and dreams. What do you have to lose? What will you lose? What will you lose if you try? If you try, you fail, right? If you take it the right way, you learn. If you take it the right way, you learn. You learn, you develop, you grow. So the whole purpose of this message is to understand this. You do not know how many years you have left, and not trying is way riskier than trying. My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with a dog and dream. I need everyone to like this video, share this video, subscribe to my page. I don't ask anyone for Cash App. I don't ask anyone for PayPal. All I ask you to do is support this channel. Help me grow this channel. Help me build this channel. I put my heart into these videos. When I speak, this is from my heart. I'm not speaking from what somebody else telling me. This is me. Please help me support me. Who a Child's on the beat? Best producer in Louisiana. If you don't believe me, go to his YouTube page and check that young man out. Like, share, subscribe. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It don't cost you nothing to support me by touching a button. I appreciate everyone for tuning into this video. Thank you. I'm out.